Well, all right. It is Wednesday, April 17th. It's about 6:50 in the morning. Starting my stream a little early. And I didn't mark it. The Alpine opening trade worked again. Trade 1, Eval 36. Eval 36 only today because I fucked up on the copier. I actually had tried to set the copier to trade to 2 evaluations and 1 PA. I was going to do it on PA6 with 1 contract. And I fucked up. So it only took it on what was going to be the leader account, unfortunately. But at least it was a win. So the short obviously worked, and it worked immediately. So it would have been nice to have on 3 accounts, but I'll take it on the one for today. And it's just becoming so clear how good this trade is. So I got to start getting it on my PA accounts. I've got to just start, doing it on multiple accounts. I think today I had the right idea. It was going to be on 2 evaluations and 1 PA account. And I think that's what I'd like to do. And then once I have a payout or 2, just start doing more and more every day, or as I can. All right, so that's the trade there. I've got 4 charts for my normal strategy on tick charts. All 4 charts, every single second entry has worked so far since the session open. And that's what I do with my BS strategy is I'm looking for every second entry that works on tick charts to see if they work for my profit target. And if they do, then that's a chart I use to trade off of. And I will usually try to find at least 3 or 4 of them that I can use. And I'll trade them until either a loss that I take or just a loss on the chart shows up. And then I'll either look for more charts or just go to a different chart that I already have. 100 lot, how's it going? Welcome in. Going good this morning. The Alpine trade worked again. Here it is. I was just saying I messed up on the copier, so I actually intended to copy trade it to another evaluation, as well as I was going to do 1 contract on PA6, and I messed up the setting on the copier, and so it only took it on the 1 account. But it worked again. It's amazing. It is amazing. It's so good. It's such a good trade. Winning percentage is so high. I'm 6-0 with it on Apex accounts. So it's a moneymaker. I mean, I've already seen it's a moneymaker because Alpine has showed us that it's a moneymaker, but it's not that hard to figure out on our own as well and make it work. 100 lot says he made a bot for it and you live streamed it today. I got to get your, what's your live stream? Do I just look up 100 lot? I'll subscribe. $100 lot. Okay. Look you up right now on my phone. $100 lot. I found you. I just subscribed. And I see you have 1 live from today, 3 minutes ago. Awesome. I will check it out. It says I have one contract for a 20-point runner, and it hit today. I'm testing it on 50K blocks. Awesome. Congrats. That's great. All right, so I'm going to switch things over. I'm just going to turn off my display here for a second so I can switch the accounts. All right. Then 2 contracts for 5 points. Nice. Well, if you're gonna keep posting them, I'll keep up to date with your videos so I know how you're doing. All right, just getting acclimated here. My first trade I'll just do on PA7. Well, I guess my second trade, right? My first trade is the open. I like to say there we go. That's my first trade. So looking for my second trade. We're going to close the gap right now. It's the previous day close. $100 says it's obvious Nutty Bar is trading the orb as well and getting massive payouts now. Let's go PA7. Is he? Is that what Nutty Bar's doing? I don't watch Nutty Bar as much. I kind of like, I'll look at his review videos sometimes, but I try to watch Alpine after the fact, as much of his as I can at 2 times speed, and then I like skip through it when he's not really talking about anything I care about, and I try to get through the whole thing. So by the time I do that, there's not much time for watching a lot of other people during the week. And I try to catch up on everyone else a bit during the weekend. Okay, so one of my charts just took a loss here. New high, first entry long, second entry long, didn't work for my profit target and failed. All right, so I'm going to look for a different chart. Let's see. Typically, every time I look for a new chart, it's a little bit of a bigger tick chart. 100 lot says, but he's not live streaming the orb or talking about it, keeping it secret. Alpine talked to him, taught him, and he's crushing it. Well, I'm actually glad that he's doing well and making money. I saw he's getting payouts, so he's keeping it secret or whatever he's doing. I'm happy for him. He was in really deep. You know, if you do the math and add up all the accounts he went through, although he does have, you know, his affiliate that I'm sure is crushing it for him with that many subscribers. So having the affiliate's like a rebate. You know, it's like you buy all those accounts, but you get a little kickback when other people buy them. And so even though he's deep on the fees, you know, you get that rebate. I call it a rebate. You get a rebate back. So it's makes it a little bit better, especially for someone like him with huge subscribers. But yeah, I'm actually glad that I think he seems like a nice guy, and I like what he's done for like the YouTube space in terms of like trying to be more transparent and putting that out there. And he was getting beat up for a really long time. People were just like mocking him for all the losses and everything. And I think it's pretty cool that he's doing better now. The best part is that he got payouts before Patrick Whelan. Patrick Whelan essentially did the same thing that he was doing when people were talking all that smack about him. Just going through tons of accounts before he finally got a payout. If this closes below my blue line here, previous day closed, then I'm going to cancel this. To close below, so just to be safe. Now if it shoots back up, I might get back in. This is on PA7, so anything that goes wrong could blow the account. I'm going to move the stop if it goes against me. All right, so if this, yeah, all right, canceling that. What are we looking at on the daily? Yeah, so we broke out of the range 2 days ago, and no sign of getting back in there. So this might be a little bit of a sell-off. Let's see here. More than that. And so this is at the measured move. If it goes against me, I'll try to work out of it. All right. Quick win there, although got a little bit less than I would have liked to get. I definitely didn't get 11 ticks. I think I got 8 ticks. Really bad at doing the math. Let me just turn off my screen here and just change it to my Apex account and see what it says as the marks here. So let me see. Now it says 5250. Yeah. So I got 7 ticks. That's disappointing. All right, I'm just going to switch back to my leader account. I'm just turning off the screen when I switch accounts just because I don't want to show my full name, which when I'm switching accounts, you'd be able to see my full name from my live account. All right, so trade number 2. It's a small one. It was on PA7. And we can see it would have worked for more than that, but that's all right. And that was 7 ticks. So let's update here. Alpine account 36 is traded for 6 days. This was day number 15 in PA7. And update the stats here. So 2-0 today, even though it was a small one. 9-0 for the week, amazing. And 186 wins overall for the year. All right, I don't know how long I'm going to keep up the stats because it's kind of annoying to have to do it, but I'm going to keep it up for as long as it makes sense, I guess. Definitely need to start seeing some payouts before I can stop, that's for sure. All right, so get myself ready for the next one. And the next trade I'll take will be on PA6. The main reason why I like this trade, other than the fact that I'm just supposed to take it with my system, is it was a measured move, perfectly measured move. So to me, that's like a level to trade off of. That's like as good as trading off like the previous day close or something like that. I've seen them lose sometimes, but they usually work. So 7 ticks at a time, trading one day at a time. It's going to take me an awful long time to dig that account out of the hole. But I like using that trade or that account first right now. For my first trade for my my usual strategy, just because it's like I've gotten so many losses on the first trade of the day on my strategy that it's kind of like a feeler little test to just see, okay, is it going to work? And if it blows up, it's not going to faze me. The new thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to have my stop right below my signal bar on any of my accounts, including PA8 even. If a trade goes against me, in most cases I will try to work out of it unless there's just like no levels anywhere nearby. And I think like, okay, there's just like nowhere that I even can see a potential bounce that would work back in my favor to add a contract. Then maybe I'll leave the stop where it belongs. But I'm going to try that for a little while and see how it helps me. Because the big lesson I had with my PA2 is there were so many times that I could have worked out of the trade or maybe not even have to work out of the trade where it would have taken out my stop, but then would have still worked like very shortly after. And instead I was taking the hits and then having to try to build the account back up after, for a few wins just to get back to where I was. And I played that game quite a bit over the course of like 45 days of trading days. And I still ended up blowing up the account, and no matter how close I got to payout multiple times, I still blew up the account. So considering that and the amount of time spent on it, there's the side of, being profitable and making money. And then there's the side of like the time spent. And so I was willing to go slower and spend a lot of time just to like test out the system. But I know the system now. The system, after 3.5 months is like a rock solid 80%. So I know I'm going to lose 1 out of 5 trades and 2 out of 10 for the most part. Going to be right there. And so now I want to see, okay, well, if I'm getting 1 loss out of 10 because it's going below my signal bar, how many times would I have been able to bring it back, right? Because there's so many. The other thing too is trading 2 contracts. This thing can go so far against you, and you can still end up working out of it and getting a win. And that's something I've seen on Alpine's channel. So I'm just going to try to invoke that. I was thinking I wouldn't do it on PA accounts, but there's really no reason not to do it on PA accounts because I want to train myself to think about all these accounts the same. And that's the other thing that really messed me up on PA2 that was so close to a payout so many times was I would treat it differently. I'd treat that account differently than the other accounts, and I wouldn't trade it the same. And so I really think the psychology aspect kept me from a payout on that account as well, because there's no reason I couldn't have gotten a payout. I changed what I was doing. I kind of ruined my edge. I was picking and choosing trades way more than I ever do typically when I'm just trading and don't care about the account. Like on this trade, like if this was PA2 when I had it, I wouldn't have taken this trade on that account. I'd be like, I'm not sure. It's such a steep sell off. Maybe it's going to the lows of the day or the previous day low. And I would talk myself out of it, and then it would have worked. I missed the win. And then I would take some other trade later on, and then that would be a loss. And so the chance I had for using my edge to get the win on the account and get that payout, and I'd inevitably just mess it up and take a loss. And that's just total psychology issues. So I just want to train myself that I'm trading these accounts the same no matter what, PA or eval. Maybe I'm trading different contract sizes and things like that, but that should be the extent of the difference. All right, and I am going to have to stop early today. I think I'm going to have to stop by like 8:30ish. So it's another hour and 15 minutes. Still super disappointed I didn't take that opening trade on more accounts. the account that I'm going to trade next, PA6, would have already had a trade. I wouldn't even have to trade it. I would just go to PA8 next, and the account would be up $100. So I gotta make sure I get the copier settings correct next time. So frustrating when you think you double checked everything and that it's the way you want it, and then you realize, wait, no, what happened? It didn't take it on everything. But again, I can see, I'm just, account 36, I've just been building that account with only the Alpine orb trade. So it's traded for 6 days, and I'm a little over $1,300 on it in that time. So you can just see, it's like you don't even have to do anything else. You just trade that. It's about, what, about 15 or so days, maybe 14 days. And it will pass the evaluation and then be even shorter to qualify for payout with that account, or with that trade on the accounts. So I'm going to take my chance of trying to work out of this. But I'm not going to let it stop me out. So at any point, it's possible I'll blow up any account I trade. from here on out. I'm just using the idea of the account is my stop loss. My max risk is the account. All right, so in this case, it went to stop me out, unless it was just stop hunting my stop, which it shouldn't be able to do. And so trade 3 is a win. So this was on PA6. Actually, I have OCO on. So yeah, and for anyone that doesn't know, I use a sim leader account, and I use the Replicanto trade copier to copy trade it into my Apex accounts. And that way I can just control what account's being traded and how many contracts and everything just from the copier window and not from the the chart copier, whatever that's called. So let's see, how many ticks did I get? So it looks like I got 13 ticks. All right, so PA6 isn't. Yeah, PA6 is now 27 days traded, getting up there. And let me update my stats here. $3.0 for the day, $10.0 for the week. That's great. And 187 wins for the year. And that gets me just barely to 81%. Let's see if I can keep that thing climbing. I think in theory, because of the Alpine orb trade, I should be able to get my overall winning percent to start going up, but we'll see. All right, so 13 ticks, $122 on 2 contracts. And now I will switch to PA8. PA8, I'll also trade with 2 contracts, and then that way I'm always trading with a low enough number of contracts. If I do have to add contracts to the trade. That will, if it goes against me, one, that I have a lot of room that can go against me and I can try to work out of it. But two, I can add contracts and still have some room. So let's see, PA6 now. What am I? 25.4. I need to get to 26.6, so about 1,200 away. I think I've been doing a better job lately of getting into the trades. You know, when setups present themselves, I'm second guessing less and taking the trade according to my edge and doing that well. But I've also, I feel like I've found a decent balance of choosing to skip some just because of the nature of some being in certain places on the chart or because of certain price action happening where I'm able to, I've been able to avoid a couple losses, skip some winners too, but I've also done a good job of like not getting frustrated if I have skipped winners. And here I am on Wednesday, 3 days into the week. I've got 10 trades for the week already, which is incredible for me. I used to be happy with three trades a week. You know, that was like a big goal of mine was 3 trades a week. And then, you know, I've talked about this before where you get one loss, you could be 3-0 for a week and then you get one loss and it just wipes it out. Which is, you know, why multiple accounts really does help me in a lot of ways. But now, you know, 230 something trades for the year already in the 4th month. And, you know, I'm really doing a good job of having volume high and win rate mostly pretty high. So right now I'm in a pretty good place, despite the fact that I just lost a PA account last week that was so close to a payout. But it's funny, I don't really think about it too often, just only as like, you know, things to learn from the experience of trading that account, since that was only, or not the only, but the first PA account I've traded with my system. So it's just taking so many experiences and things to adjust for these current PA accounts, and just modifying and trying to try things a little bit differently. You know, and it may or may not work. I may or may not get to a payout still trying the things I'm trying, but I think the biggest thing for me is to just not trade so scared, especially when I'm trading certain accounts or the ones that are my quote unquote best accounts or closest to a payout. I gotta just treat these accounts the same as much as I possibly can. And if I blow up accounts along the way, well, I know my max risk is pretty limited. So, you know, it's basically the evaluations it took to get the PA account plus the sorry, I'm thinking here. The evaluations I took to get the PA account plus the PA fee. So it's usually in the neighborhood of $200 on average per account. 100 lot. Are you still here? Are you trading any accounts right now? Oh, check the daily again. Let's see what that looks like. You gotta wonder. Call that a leg. We're already at a measured move. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens here because there's still room to the downside, but it's not clear it's going any further than where it's gone. This could just end up being a big range day again. It seems like this very well could potentially be one leg up, need a second leg up. And there is a first entry, second entry long right now, but it's going directly into the EMA. So these are the ones that I'm no longer taking. And this is the reason why. So this might be a first loss on this chart. And it is. So I'm not going to use this chart anymore as I move forward. For anyone that doesn't know, I think I said it earlier, but I look for tick charts where every second entry is working for my profit target. And as soon as there's an entry that doesn't work for my profit target, whether I take it or not, if it doesn't work, then I put the chart away. So This chart is going to the side. See, I think there's another chart. Same thing. First entry here, second entry above this. I was looking at the other chart, but again, not enough room to the EMA. It's going right into the EMA. That's kind of a newer rule I've put in. A lot of times it will still work, but a lot of times it'll do this. So I think I will look for other size tick charts. I'm just going to look for one more, see if I can find it. So I now have 3 charts I can use. And I'll just be patient. Not clear what price wants to do at this point. To me, definitely been a down day since the open. Would be interesting to see kind of like a double bottom here. But the previous day low and the low of the day is not so far away. So wouldn't be surprised to get a retest of the low of the day.
been one of the best opening trades like for the week. Like, every single day this week, it's been like a blind squirrel could pass.
Yep, I forgot to turn off my mic. I was just checking out Alpine here. But maybe I was I on mute when I said what I thought I said. I'm just in the background watching price action in case I was muted before when I said this, since my mic was supposed to be muted now. I'm not really sure what price is doing right now. It's moving a bit slowly, and I'm just watching it, but I don't foresee any trades I'm going to take right here in this spot. So I'm just hanging. I'm going to watch some Alpine, see if he talks about his opening trade at all, and just waiting for a better spot to find a trade. So I'll be back on mic if anything comes to mind to talk about, or if a trade comes up I want to take. All right, so here comes the retest of the previous day low. And I assume the current day low as well is coming. So once we get the retest of the current day low, it'll be interesting to see if this thing will continue to sell off or if it finds a bottom here. There it is. Quite some time since we've had a real sell-off like this. I suppose this sell-off here was kind of like that, but it felt very range-like for the first many days, and then it finally sold off really mostly in one big day. This one's now 2 days of sell-off, kind of like a sideways day, and now we're getting potentially another down day. Man, I just still wish I got my, I just wish I had all my accounts that I wanted to trade on this first trade in the morning. Still kicking myself because it was just like a user error that cost me profit on 2 extra accounts. You know, I could have already had profit on 6, so then PA8 would have been the trade that I took on PA6 if I had played my cards the way I wanted to. So it looks like we're trying to get a bounce here off of the current day low, retest a new low. So definitely a critical area to see if there's going to be a bounce out of this area or if this thing is going to get trapped down here and then end up going lower. It's a pretty strong bounce off the low. So I always find this area really interesting now. You know, between the current day low and the previous day low, will price be able to get out of this and use that area as support for another bounce, or will it just give up the bag there and go lower? While I'm watching this, I probably do only have about a half hour left. So at some point when my daughter wakes up, I'm going to have to call it a day. She's going to be home at least one more day from school because she's sick. And then I don't know what I'm going to do about a review video today. I'm going to have to figure out how to find some time to do that later on. Anyway, I should be here for a little while still unless she wakes up early. All right, so again, I'm not really looking for shorts anymore since we made a new low, but I'm not necessarily looking for longs yet either. So I gotta just kind of see what happens here. I mean, if this makes a strong push through the EMA, then maybe can consider longs after that point. Being careful though of the potential resistance here and here. Definitely wouldn't be shorting directly into the previous day low if that were to happen. But potentially, if this comes back down here and then creates a second entry short below the previous day's low, the yellow line, maybe that's something I could consider. But I don't think that's what's happening right now. I have a feeling this is going to make a bounce, at least to back up here somewhere. That's what it seems like. Just a guess. Okay, I'm just going to turn my mic off and watch this. All right, so here's that push that I was thinking would probably happen. Strong push through the EMA. So I'm definitely off of shorts after the new low. At least off of shorts in terms of thinking that the market's going lower. And here it's already back up to that area where I was thinking maybe it would get to. So I don't know. If it set up a short maybe up here off the previous day close, I might consider that. Yeah, this chart is pretty telling to me. I mean, look how solid that bar is going right through the EMA. I mean, I might even like new high, first entry long, maybe a second entry long if it sets up. The first entry short could be a second entry short on this chart. But if this comes down here and sets up down here, I would not like it. Just because of the strength. Too low, too close to the bottom. This candle, maybe it doesn't even set up or trigger, but the only thing I don't like about this is the way this is setting up. It's like double resistance, right? Right where it needs to trigger. I'd rather it set up down here, I think. So this is going lower. Yeah, So this is one of those instances where I wouldn't want to take a second entry short below bullish bar after I've just powered through the EMA. I'm staying clear of shorts on that chart. I'd almost like to see this trigger a second entry short on this chart and then go to one of my other charts and play the long if it failed. It looks like it's just trying to set up the second entry long right here, which I don't particularly love either. Yeah, I'm staying out of this just because it's resistance right here. But it worked immediately. That's right. I like the way I'm trading right now. I think having a balance between taking every entry and using my instincts and just trusting myself a little bit too. I'm still getting plenty of trades, so yeah, especially now that I'm taking the opening trade, that's 5 trades a week right there. So between that every day and taking the trades I take, using my intuition as well as my system, I'm okay on missing out on some wins at this point now, the way I'm doing things. It's also setting up a second entry short right now on this chart as well, which I still don't like. So I'm just going to sit on my hands right now. I don't got a whole lot of time left today. And just want to take trades where it makes sense to me according to how I read the price action. Whether I miss out on some wins or not. I think I can afford to miss out on some wins now with what I'm doing. But hopefully I miss out on some losses too, being the way I am. This looks like it's going to work. All right, second entry short worked. So interesting, you know, second entry long barely worked, but it would have worked. And now the second entry short worked. So all 3 of my charts are still good at this point. But yeah, just, I mean, this is interesting that it powered through the EMA, yet it couldn't even get to the previous resistance level. And now it looks like it's headed lower. So there's a whole lot of bearishness in this market right now. Right, it looks like my daughter's starting to wake up. I have her on my monitor here, so I may have to get going here pretty soon to take care of her. So I'm just going to say it now before I have to abruptly either end stream or just leave the stream running, but get out of here and try to come back later. But the 80% discount is still going on till the end of the month, April 30th, 1 day pass as well as I think it's half price resets, pretty sure. There's a link below in my description. You can click on the link and get any information you want if you're interested in getting any Apex accounts. And if you do use my code for the 80% off, I appreciate it. And if you don't use my code, just make sure you use a code and get the best discount that they're offering right now. And I am live streaming every day at 10 Eastern. Sometimes now, since I'm trading the opening trade that I'm trading at New York Open, sometimes I will start the stream a little bit earlier. It's funny how it used to be a real, I used to try to start the stream by 6:45. I just wasn't able to manage to wake up. But now that I have a motivation to be up early for the New York Open, I'm able to get the stream up, 7 latest Pacific, which is 10 Eastern, but sometimes a little bit before. So, yeah, live streaming here every day. And what else can I say? 3-0 for the day so far, 10-0 for the week, and 187 wins and 45 losses overall. So I've been right at the 80% mark for a bit now. And this week, the 10 wins has pushed me back up to 81%. At some point, I was more like 83%, I think pretty rock solid, but been taking some losses in recent weeks. And then the my newest setup, the Alpine Orb, 6-0 so far with that trade. And I'm just tracking that individual setup on its own just to see how I do. Every single trade I've taken with that opening trade has been on evaluation 36. So 6 days, I'm up $1,330 on the account. And, it should take me 14 or 15 days to pass the account if no losses come up. Of course, if there is a loss, it will blow up the account. I've also copy traded it to a couple other accounts at the same time on a couple days. I meant to copy trade it to another evaluation and a PA today, but I messed up on the copier. So missed out on my chance to do that today, which was disappointing, but that's the way it goes. So overall for the day, I'm up like 365 between the 3 accounts. But obviously, the only ones that matter really, truly, are the PA accounts. So up $150 basically. Small numbers, but as I'm gaining confidence with this Alpine trade, I'm going to start copying more and more accounts on that trade. And so if it continues to perform well, and I don't run into a loss anytime soon where it blows up multiple accounts, then I should be adding PAs and getting payouts relatively more quickly soon. And once I do that, kick things into a little bit of a higher gear. So, all right, I'm just waiting for my daughter to call for me, and or for a setup to happen. So I've got a new high on all my charts. So maybe if there's a second entry long kind of bouncing off of the previous day low, depending on where it is, maybe I can consider that. If it's down here off the current day low, then I'm not touching it for long because I think it could just keep slipping the way price action has been since the open. All right, just watching for here, and I'll let you know if I have to run. Yeah, my wife is about to leave for a meeting, so I may just leave the stream running just in case there's any opportunity to come back. I will try to. All right, I am going to have to call it here, actually. My daughter's up, and she's ready for me to get her day started. So I'm not going to leave the stream running because there's no way I'm going to be able to come back and trade anymore today. So I'm just going to take my 3-0 day and be happy. And I'll be looking forward to the opening trade tomorrow, as well as what the rest of the day may bring tomorrow and the rest of the week. So 10-0 week, 6-0 on the Alpine trade, and 3-0 for the day. And I'll be back streaming tomorrow at 10 Eastern. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you're interested in continuing to follow me on this journey. I feel like I have all the things in place, all the tools I need, all the setups and strategies I need to finally get myself to payouts. So hopefully I can just keep putting it together like I have been this week, and I'll be on my way soon enough. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and please do hit the like and subscribe on your way out if you haven't already. All right, I'm out of here.